Hey everybody, if you would, Karla Silver here, if you would let me know. Oh, hey, now it shows me live. Hey everybody, if you would, there's probably a minute lag, and please let me know in the chat on the right-hand side of your screen, not in Skype. We have a chat. Oh, I need to enable the chat box. There we go. Please ask your questions here. Somebody's Skyping me. I'm not going to be able to go there. Anyway, I don't want to waste everybody's time. I'm glad to have you here. Don and I are instituting this Monday night training. As I said in our video over the weekend, this is here for your benefit. This is really here for you to be able to grab a quick marketing tip, whether you're brand new. Well, today's not really for somebody that's brand new, but whether you're brand new or you've been here maybe a couple of months, or you've been here a couple of years, whether you're just you've just gotten started with the blog product, or you've purchased the Inner Circle, or you're all in, or you've bought all of the various products that are available here at Empower Network. This is for you, and we're here to help you succeed. So I want to be very, very clear about this. This marketing training is small little bits that you can take into your business right after we finish with this webinar. So that's our goal, is to give you what you've asked for over the past few weeks and months. And again, I just want to say thank you to all of you that filled out the Survey Monkey for us, making it very clear. I'm going to have to turn my Skype off because it's just somebody's Skyping me over and over and over again. Hold on a second. Turn off the tool there. Okay. Thank you again for those of you that filled out the Survey Monkey and gave us a really great idea of what you wanted to learn. So this week we're starting off with how to do email promotions to your list. And this was not the #1 request, as many of you know, but this is timely because we're running up, and you might be watching this recording at any time, but at this particular moment in time, we are running up to our next event in Charlotte, and Don and I are doing a lot of webinars for our all-in Master's Associates for their lists, to help them convert their lists. So this is applicable to any of you that have any kind of list. Even if you have 2 people on your list, it's your job to start promoting to that list. And so what I'm going to do is share some information about what has worked for me so far in my business. You'll have the benefit of some of the advanced training that I've taken in the 15K formula and the internet traffic formula. I'm going to give you some of that information, but again, this isn't meant to be anything detailed. You can get a world-class education with all of our products. I just want to give you a really quick overview today. So to that end, I do want to switch to my PowerPoint. Hold on a second, Dante. There it is. Don, if you would let me know if you can see my screen, that would be awesome.
I can see your screen.
Awesome. So obviously, as I said already, we're going to talk about doing email promotions to your existing list and how to be totally cool to your customers. One of the things that I want to be very clear about, and it's extraordinarily important, we have lots of very, very smart people on our team, and sometimes I'll read these long, very articulate emails, and while they are beautifully written and they're great, many of them are just devoid of personality. And you have to remember that people on your list don't know you yet, typically, right? Because you're constantly adding new people to your list. So I know that the emails that I like to read and the things that I look forward to are people that are different, that are real, that are interesting. I get great emails from John Lee Dumas, who is an entrepreneur on fire, and he's hilarious. I have a friend named Amy who's in a completely different niche completely, but her emails I look forward to reading them, but just because they're funny and they're self-deprecating. They're actually, every single person's email that I look forward to reading is simply usually because they're being themselves. So what you definitely want to be is you want to spell check, right? And you want to make sure your punctuation is right, because you don't want to stop somebody while they're reading, right? You want to be in the flow while you're reading. But be yourself, whether you're kooky or whatever it is that you are, be you. Don't write these really long emails. Every once in a while you'll see me write a long email, but typically it's because I've copied it from one of the other leaders, right? I've swiped email here at Empower. We have the opportunity I'm on a ton of people's lists, and sometimes I'll see something that I was compelled to read all the way through, so I think maybe will work well with my list too, and I will swipe that email. So I'll just say be short, be really, really short. Some of the best promo emails that I've responded to from the great Frank Kern have only been 3 or 4 sentences, something like, hey, I've got something for you, watch this video, tell me what you think, right? I mean, that is a very short email. Remember that you're going to want to have a purpose for every single one of your emails. Your emails are going to have that you're going to want a result, whether it's sending you an email back, a phone call, setting an appointment, having them click on something, whether it's a video, a join link, a promotional link, FAQ link. It could be any number of things, but you want to keep in mind every time you're sending an email, is that you want them to do one thing. Again, don't be boring, be funny. People want to be entertained. They buy stuff from people buy stuff and keep your emails, right? Because I might not be able to get to a couple emails in the morning, and I have a couple people that I tend to read almost every day. I'll keep them for a day or two because I find them entertaining, and they're not sending me stupid cat videos that are wasting my time. They're not sending me political crap that's going to pollute my brain. They're sending me worthwhile information on a consistent basis, so I tend to keep their emails. And then, of course, you want to write your emails to your audience, right? They want to think that they're interacting with you, so be aware of who you're talking to. Don't talk to a group of people in your email. Talk specifically to a person. So what does every email start with, right? Every promotion starts with a subject line. And I want to remind you guys, most of you already know this, but the only purpose of a subject line is to get the email open. So couple of tips, they're pretty easy, but the couple of tips is, number one, don't mislead your prospect with a subject line that doesn't make any sense. So, for example, if you put a subject line that says crazy story, you better tell them a crazy story and not have some boring email about joining your team, right? Right. So make sure that they're punchy, they're clear, they're catchy, they're fun. And I'm going to give you an example next of a promotion that I did. I did it almost a year ago, 11 months ago. And the reason why I was looking in Aweber this morning for specifically for the results for the emails and the promotion stream that I did for one of my very first promotions I did after I got started here. It was 11 months ago. I was in a contest. We were rolling up to Nashville. Don had just joined me in my business here, and I was on, we were actually up at Don's mom's house moving her into her new home. So when I was looking back at my Aweber reports, I realized, my goodness, Don's mom had moved a year ago. This promotion was done a year ago or 11 months ago. And here I'm going to show you what I did. So if you can see this, it might be a little bit difficult to see because it might be small on your screen, but I'll tell you what you're looking at. I had a very small list. I had about 1,000 people on my list. This is a picture, so I can't highlight it. I had 1,000 people on my list, and this is on July 15th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I sent an email, and this should look very familiar to all of you. It was entitled 30-Hour Super Crazy Deal. I Must Be Insane. And the reason that this should look really familiar to you is that all of you are subscribed to our prospect list, and all of you should have received this very same email because I sent it out again today. I was trying to figure out a way to show you the email, and I said, hell, I'll just change it around and change the wording around a little bit, and I'll send it out today. So, okay, so this is email deployment number 1, and I want you to look at something here. I sent this on the 15th in the afternoon. I had about a 12% open rate, but check this out. I don't know what percentage that is. I suppose I could figure it out on my calculator here, but it's more than 60% click rate, right? Super crazy deal. I must be insane. The next day at about, oh no, this was another for our Wednesday night hangout. I sent that out at the exact same time, which, by the way, was probably a mistake, guys. You don't want to dilute a promotion with promoting other things. So I sent out the promotion, and then I sent out the hangout, and I probably should not have done this. So this was a mistake. So look at it if I had done this correctly. Wednesday afternoon, I sent out this I Must Be Insane email. Again, you all should have that on your email box if you're listening to this live. The very next morning, I sent out 6 more hours. Yep, I'm insane. Had a decent open rate. The next, let's see, this is the 16th. Later that day, I did a video, and I said, video deadline approaching. My mother-in-law thinks I'm insane. And look, even more people, this is earlier in the day, 112 people opened. Later in the day, 119 people opened. And then that night, at about 9 o'clock at night Pacific time, I wrote, okay, a 3-hour extension, midnight Eastern time. Actually, here I said my mother-in-law made me do this. So the whole time, I'm being me. I'm being kind of goofy. I'm involving my family because we were up there getting stuff done. And then I put an extension. And for this campaign resulted in 5 basic sales into the business. And I actually don't know the results after that because I actually don't remember what my conversion was after that. But again, it's super tight. This was only over 2 days, right? You can do a 3-day promotion. You can do a 4-day promotion. I wouldn't do, unless you're an experienced promotion person, unless you know your numbers and you know your list, I really wouldn't go out more than 4 or 5 days because people will lose interest, and then you'll really lose interest in people in opening your emails. So this is one way to do it. This promotion, I did not yet know how to do what's called segmenting my list, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so that's subject lines. The next, obviously, you have to write an email message. So one of the best tips that I can give you, especially if you're not talking to your list every single day, is to remind them why they got on your list in the first place. Because people will forget. They might. I don't remember how I read Early to Rise almost every single day. I do not remember how I got on that list, right? Well, it might be important to remind them that, hey, it's Karla here. I just want to remind you, you originally had requested information. You gotten on my list because you requested information about having a home-based business. I've got something for you, right? So you might want to remind people why they originally opted into your list. And always, always, always write from the perspective of your prospect. Do not tell them how great the blog is. Do not tell them that the Extreme Team is the best thing you've ever had in your life. Do not tell them that, blah, 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 I. You're always going to want to talk from their benefit. What is in it for them? Why should they keep reading your emails? Do you have a funny perspective on the world? Do you have benefits that you want to give them? So you can always check if you're writing for the perspective of the listener or your prospect by identifying how many I's, like in I love this business. I made $6,000 last week, right? It's versus the number of you. You're going to love this. You can do this too. If this is great because you get this benefit. The blog is killer because I get so many leads from it, or you can get so many leads from it, right? That is the litmus test for all of your emails. I see people every day, especially on Facebook, because this rule applies to Facebook too. I see people every day. This is the greatest. The world has been waiting. Oh, you can do this, and it drives me nuts because I can't imagine anybody actually making any sales from that. So another way to test if you're writing it properly would be, would you be interested in reading this yourself if you were on the list? This one, of course, is talk about benefits, not features. So this is an extension of what I was just talking about. So you can get started for $25 is a feature. What's the benefit for that? So what, right? I always ask myself, so what or so that? So that you can get started inexpensively, so that you can get started with almost no risk. We have step-by-step getting started instructions. That's a feature, right? The benefit to your customer is so you can make money fast. We have a feature. We have great team support here. What's that? What's the benefit to your prospects so you're never alone, right? So always talk about benefits to your prospect, right? Not features. And features are, Costa Rica is $500. You get to make $500. So what? So that you be able to pay your car payment, right? For example. Don't write, I already covered this, don't write really long, crazy emails. And another thing is use video. You guys see us use video all the time. I was surprised to look. I didn't even think I used video all that much. I was surprised to look. I have 2 YouTube channels by mistake. So I've got stuff scattered all over. But my main YouTube channel, I have 117 videos in there. And I actually don't think that's a ton, but I was actually surprised. And that just shows me that I consistently do that. So use video. Many of you that have been around for a while have heard me say this, right? A picture is worth 1,000 words. A video is going to be worth millions, right? And it'll tell way more about what you have to say through video than through words, because people frequently would rather watch TV than read the newspaper. Makes perfect sense that they'd rather watch your video than read your email. And lastly, in every single email that you ever write, including your promotional emails, is that you should have an obvious call to action. And typically, there's only one call to action in your email. And that call to action, I want to remind you, can be a million things. It really shouldn't be every single email, join my team, join my team, join my team. You should be providing as much value as you possibly can. So here's a really cool article that I mean, even if it's just as I read a cool article that can help you make your decision on whether you not want to be an entrepreneur. Go to this article. Oh, I'm having a team webinar or team hangout tonight. Go to our hangout. I would love for you to watch this video and click to the video. It's important for you to register for this webinar. Click to the webinar, right? Only one call to action, but again, it doesn't have to be join my team, join my team, join my team. It's useful to use call to action buttons, right? Click here, register here. There's button images. As a matter of fact, I will show you quickly how to find them online in a second. Use hyperlinks, right? And what do I mean by a hyperlink, right? You do not want to have, let's see if I can get this. Let me get this for
Did we lose Karla or did we lose me? I cannot tell. Am I on live? Let's see what's going on here. I still see her screen up. And yes, okay. So let's see if we can get Karla back onto the show here.